Hi, this is Ryan Hoff with your AIC Legislative Minute for January 31st, brought to you by Lau Associates. This week, the Indiana General Assembly kept a speedy pace of committee hearings and began to consider a few of the most high-profile bills that have been filed for this year. This week, the Senate Tax and Fiscal Policy Committee began hearing the many property tax reform bills that have been filed in that chamber, several of which are considered to be their priority bills. First, Senate Bill 7 would reduce the calculation of the agricultural assessment base rate to provide tax relief for farmland. This would provide about $46 million in tax relief, but also result in over $13 million in tax revenue loss for units and around $30 million in tax shifts to other property classes. Next, Senate Bill 6 would provide counties the option to create a property tax deferral program. Under the terms of Senate Bill 6, the taxpayer could elect to defer up to $500 per year from their property tax bill, with a total cap per parcel of $10,000. The deferred taxes would be liens held against the property to be paid back when the property is transferred. Again, this would be a county option, not a statewide mandate at this point. Senate Bill 9 would change the calculation of the max levy growth quotient to localize the calculation to each county and add in other factors including Indiana personal consumption expenditures, Indiana average annual pay, U.S. non-farm business labor productivity, and county non-farm personal income. The result would be flatter growth trend into the future for most counties in most years, which would result in potentially over $100 million in lower revenue collections as compared to the current MLGQ calculations. Finally, Senate Bill 443 was also heard Tuesday, which would significantly reduce business personal property tax. It would lower BPP by doubling the $80,000 small filer exemption to $160,000 and crediting taxpayer reductions below the 30% depreciation floor. Combined, this bill would result in nearly $160 million in revenue loss in 2026, rising to over $380 million of revenue loss by 2028. Keep in mind there is still Senate Bill 1 to be considered, with its over $1 billion in revenue loss in 2026, which is likely to be heard in the same committee next week. While it is hard to imagine all of these mechanisms being allowed to happen simultaneously, they are certainly eligible to proceed and may be all part of a larger property tax package by the end of session. Please continue to share your thoughts on all these tax matters with your legislators. We look forward to seeing you all next week at the AIC Legislative Conference, where we'll update you on these and dozens of other bills of importance to county government. This has been Ryan Hoff with your AIC Legislative Minute, brought to you by Lau Associates.